Hello, denizens of the internet, and welcome to Blueprint Tycoon. This is a little bit different for the channel. This is a game that's in early access on Steam, and I saw it a couple days ago, and for some reason or other, it caught my eye. This isn't a game that makes for really headline-grabbing visuals, at least. Take a look at this screenshot. It's not exactly an eye-catcher, and it doesn't really evoke any immediate sense of what the game is, other than looks like it's some sort of management game, and that's absolutely right. This game is all about building a successful production chain. Seems like some sort of a mix between a more traditional management game and something like, honestly, Factorio or something, where you have production chains that you establish and try to supply the rest of your little empire here. And it has this built-in little puzzle mini-game in creating blueprints for the buildings, even simple producing buildings, that you can use to optimize and get some leg up over somebody who just always accepts the default. There's no guarantee that the default blueprints that you might use on a building are the best. Now, I've only really played the tutorial. I did actually mess around a little bit in the regular game just to see what we might be getting into if we did a video on this for the channel, but by and large, I've just done the tutorial. Now, I gotta say that the tutorial is an area they could work on in the game. There's this little to-do list over here. You can see all the tasks that they want to improve on in the game. But the tutorial was, on one hand, really in-depth, and on the other hand, it was also, it might describe, go do this, but it didn't say, here's when you want to do this, or here's why you might want to do this, necessarily. And it didn't really go into what your overall goal was. It just it showed you how to set up production chains. So that's part of what this is going to be. It's a little bit of a first impression, but it's also, I've got a bit more of a handle on the game now that I have played the tutorial, and I feel a little bit more comfortable covering it. So these are some of the things that they want to do. It is in early access, and normally the early access things apply. If you aren't really into this game, you may want to hold off because the game may never come to fruition, the game may go in a direction you don't enjoy, there's things that aren't implemented right now, there's things that are going to be limited. But at the same time, this game is $3 on Steam right now. And that's pretty hard to argue with. That's full price, too. This game, as you can see down in the bottom left, it's by Endless Loop Studios, and this is definitely not their first game. They also put out probably the best known game is Game Corp DX. And so that might give you an idea of the level of graphics we're going to see in this game, as well as might reassure some of you because this is a developer that has a proven track record for being able to make games, finish them, and make good quality games people enjoy. So let's see if this is a game you might enjoy. We're going to create a new game. I don't have access to any other scenarios. I assume this is the only scenario for now. I know it says there's more scenarios coming soon, but I haven't seen any sign of unlocking other scenarios. There's no text here that tells you what this scenario might be. We're just going to go ahead and load into it. So when you start the game, I'm going to pause it real quick, you have this multi-island chain. I don't know how far it goes. It seems like it goes reasonably far. I don't know if they plan on having randomized maps. As of right now, I think this one is the same every time, but it's something that they might add in the future, and I hope that they do. That could add a lot of longevity to a game like this. So in this game, you play the role of, well, kind of a management tycoon. It's right there in the name of the game. You're going to be setting up these production chains and trying to get goods to this delivery area to satisfy contracts. Right now, we have a contract available for wood and a contract available for stone. I believe this number right over here is the price that people will pay for these goods as of right now. Now, in this game, money is interesting. There doesn't appear to be a cash pool that you're using to spend on buildings or imports or anything of that sort. Instead, as long as you have a positive cash flow, you can think of it almost as a health bar. As long as you have positive cash flow, you're good. You're going to be able to continue playing the game. If you start getting into the negative, though, it seems like it starts reducing this bar here, which there's no tooltip for, but it seems to be that's kind of like your health bar. And if you start getting negative income per day, then this is going to slowly drop, and that's ultimately going to be what ends your game. So we can go ahead and start doing some of these quests it's trying to get us to do up here. This is almost like tutorial part B. It like sets up your game in case you didn't do the tutorial, but it doesn't go into detail or describe how to set up those production chains and that sort of thing. So what we do need to do, though, is we need to establish our base so that we have at least a positive cash flow, so that from there we can expand and explore other production chains, possibly importing goods from other islands to our main island here, or maybe shipping goods over there to make them. We can do this by doing just what it says. We're going to build a wood harvester and then accept that wood contract that was available. So now we're in building mode here, and we can press R to rotate the building. I'm just going to place it right here next to the storage that is feeding the delivery. And so we need to set up a route and provide a road for our workers to deliver the goods from the wood harvester to the storage. And we can also tell them to go ahead and move those goods, and they'll just automatically pick the best road available to them. I'm not really sure why roads are a thing in this game other than just requiring you to think in advance and design good layouts for your roads. So we could go ahead and grab that contract. We're going to get 101 money per wood we deliver. We currently can deliver up to 15 goods a day. You can upgrade this through the main gameplay, but right now we can only deliver 15. And so that's going to lead to a huge profit for us right now. Now, remember, the game design doesn't really give you any benefit. If I walked away from the game now and came back 10 hours from now and said, alright, I have tons of money, let's build a huge map, that doesn't help me, because all this is really saying is, I'm not losing health. Maybe this would be kind of regenerating health, but I'm not losing health right now. But I don't have that positive surplus. I don't have that positive stockpile of cash. You'll notice in this user interface, money does not really make an appearance, just income. That's the only real thing in this game, is income. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is set up some workers, because right now we only have 7 workers available, and we're rapidly going to push through those. We'll have none left in no time. So to do that, we need to set up a marketplace, which is here under housing, and we need to think where we're going to do this. I think probably a good place for this is, honestly, maybe down here. Probably down here, and the reason why is, later on in the game, we're going to have some more advanced goods going to this construction so that we can build more advanced buildings, because they need those advanced resources. And at the same time, over here, we may be wanting to produce, or down here, produce goods for our delivery. So I think the main housing area should probably be here near our main building, here in the middle of the island. Now, there are going to be some resources that can only be built in specific areas, such as maybe there's a source of iron on the map. But right now, I can't see where that may be, so we'll have to just handle that whenever we find out that we've blocked off one of our main resources. I'm going to go ahead and build it here. Now, what the market does is, it starts to do with a few resources, but it's going to provide a way for you to feed all of your workers. All of your workers will be able to get goods and stay healthy. It's kind of abstracted in this game. You're going to build housing through these worker houses, and you're going to build it near your market. But your workers are going to be used up in the various buildings, such as we have a guy over here waiting to pick up stuff from storage. He doesn't need to come over to this market. As long as the building that he is coming from has a supply of food in it, he'll be happy. He'll have his needs met, and he himself doesn't need to go over and get any food. He just kind of, I don't know, telekinetically takes food from his house or something. Maybe that's a thing. So let's build a house here. I'm going to leave room for a road there in between our main building, as well as in between the market and these worker houses. I'm going to actually go ahead and build another worker house and then build a road. So that will allow them to go over to the market, get food, and bring it back to their house. Which means all the workers that we then get from these houses, which I don't remember, I think it's like 10 per, will get all of that food. So as the game is now prompting us, we need to build a wood crafter near our construction area so that we have a supply of wood coming in, which then we can use to build more buildings. All the resources that go here in the construction are allocated to construction, and unless you have somebody drawing them out of there, then they're not going to be used for delivery. So we don't have to worry about connecting that up right now. So let's go ahead and get our wood harvester. I don't really know a good area for this. I'm thinking maybe just right here, right next to the port. Because we'll probably need a road going along there. Okay, so now we are going to set up our worker route here. Tell him to bring goods there. And go ahead and let the game, and we'll go ahead and let the game progress. At this point, I've had it paused just while I was explaining some of the basic gameplay. You're going to see this blimp go around and start constructing these buildings. And you can see the green shirt workers there providing the worker housing with food. They'll go out and they'll make sure those houses have food. They don't seem to be regular workers, they're just special. Alright, so now I think the game is waiting for us to actually get some wood over to this construction area. You'll notice right now, this is what I was talking about. We had negative profit yesterday, a negative 178. Again, we were building everything, and it looks like this bar right here, you have 5,000, and as soon as that starts dropping, this number appears. So you have like a 5,000 hit point pool. You could take 5,000 in negative income, but this will go up once we have positive income, I believe. Okay, now we need to get some vegetables to the market, because otherwise our workers won't have any food. Because they'll rapidly run out. We have 4 more available. So let's just get some vegetables. What's a good place to put this? Let's put it right here, and get a path to the market, and then set up a route to go to the market. Now, I haven't shown you any of the blueprints here, but when I click on these, you'll notice it's using this blueprint, and it's going to produce 14.3 per day, I believe. But at any time, I can go ahead and create a new blueprint, and we will have to do this in a little bit, and that will allow us to potentially increase the number that this building is producing, particularly once we get some research and we start devising some new tools for our workers to use. One thing I will mention, you'll see me miss this button very often. You'll notice from my cursor, I have to get it just right. Otherwise, it doesn't activate. It's like it's not looking at the point of the cursor. I have to kind of move it up here to the top. It's a little bit weird. You'll see me miss that a lot. Okay, so now we had enough profit. Our health bar is already maxed out again, and the game can just kind of run infinitely like this. But again, you're not building up any resources other than some wood over here in construction. I don't know if this building can fill up or not. But let's go ahead and build more houses, because we need 50 workers. Oh, we got a new mission contract. Mission contracts are a little bit different. They are contracts that you have to fulfill. They don't give you any money. It's just, I guess, to make the game more challenging. So let's drop this down so we barely have any profit left, and devote the rest to this mission contract. Additionally, the game has progressed long enough, we have a supply drop. I'll explain what those tokens do once I can actually use them, which will be a little while. I have to be able to do some research before I can use those. So let's build more houses. I kind of want to block this door and instead do it like this. And then I think that's enough. I think that's enough housing, because I think it's 10 per. Go like that. And you know what? Why don't we just connect this road up here? That way people can walk all through them. Okay, so we delivered vegetables. We need, okay, now can research the lab. And we got the 50 workers. Okay, so now we're going to build a laboratory, which is going to be our first, I guess you could say, advanced production chain. Just like in something like Factorio, you can build research vials that then you take to a lab, and from there you can do research. So that shows up over here. We need some researchers to work in our labs. Oh, we didn't bring in positive cash yesterday, so let's reduce this a little bit and make sure we get enough wood to our delivery. Come on. There we go. Okay, so while we're working on that, let's go ahead. We have plenty of health bar left. We don't need to worry about it right now. Okay, here's one thing that the game doesn't mention, and this is what I found out in my little bit of gameplay outside of this, is that researchers require meat. They don't just require... Maybe we don't have enough supply. Is that what's going on? I think this guy... Yeah, this guy is waiting for wood, so I could build another wood harvester, and he'd probably stay busy, and we'll make enough more money. We'll be able to complete those missions faster, and I should be able to get rid of this building, I hope. Yeah, there's a demolish over here. I can get rid of this building if later on that proves to be not valuable. You'll notice there's an icon over here, meaning it has no output, so I need to tell it to deliver over there. And, okay, so now we should be able to keep that in profit, and then also meet our mission goal. Which, how much of that is left? 42. Okay, we've managed to deliver 8. So let's go build those researchers. We'll, I don't know, we'll take some blues this time. I should probably build them... I feel like building them over... here. I think I'm only going to need 2 researcher houses for the moment. So you'll notice these take meat, and we have no meat at the moment. So what I need to do is I need a cattle provider. And you know what? Let's tuck him in down here. We'll put him here. And, oh, that's actually... that wasn't smart. You know what? Let's get rid of that. The reason for that is I actually have to take the meat to a crafter to turn it into something that's usable. I didn't think that through. So let's put that here. And then we'll have our crafter for meat right... I'm not sure about the arrows here. I guess we'll put that there. And then let's go ahead and build our roads. Like that. And then we'll tell our cattle producer to send to the cattle farm. Then we'll tell the cattle farm to deliver that, or the meat factory to take that to the market. And this is producing 3.8 meat per second, or per day, and this is producing 12 cattle. Okay, so this is the first one that it gets really kind of advanced. You can go in here to the blueprint, and I wonder, can we see the blueprint that they're using? Yeah. So you'll see there's this kind of puzzle game aspect to it, where you have various squares that do something, and then you program the workers. Looks like are they not even using the yellow worker? Yeah, they are. Okay, he's just not using a tool. Okay, so what they have this doing is, the green worker starts over here, and goes up here, and he grabs 2. He's carrying a cart, which allows him to carry up to 3 items. He walks over here, drops, and then goes back and restarts. Our blue worker is just standing right here. All he's being told to do is weld these cattle together. The mental image there is just, it's just kind of amusing, but he's welding these cattle together, and that produces a slab of meat in this orange square, where the yellow guy is going to pick it up and then take it over here. So that seems reasonable. I can't think of a way to improve that right now, but we might be able to improve that with more tools later in the game. Let's go ahead and take some green. Okay, so we still don't have any cattle free. Is that because it's being used up? Yeah, these buildings are still filling up. Looks like the meat is brought in here and it is taken out of here, so it is actually important for you to be smart about your road layout here. Okay. While we're doing that, let's build the lab, which is over here. And we need to feed this with red vials. Let's build it up here. I'm a little bit worried about the housing situation down here. So we have a lab here. Yeah, we're losing money. I haven't been paying attention to that. Let's get our health back up. Get a healthy, positive cash flow. And this other bar over here is your reputation. And this will start dropping if the needs of your workers aren't met. So if we hadn't have been able to get this meat factory up in time, they would have eaten all of the meat that was available to them, and then they would start getting unhappy, and your reputation would start dropping. That's how that works. So this lab is, we can go ahead and pick a research. We're going to pick, let's pick iron ore, I guess. And to do this, we're going to need these red vials that I was talking about. So we can see what those take over here. It takes stone and wood, and we'll make a red vial. Now we already have a wood factory over here, and we also have wood being produced over here. So if I was smart, I would have put my lab over here, and then just brought some out of storage. But I wasn't that intelligent. So, wow, we're still losing money. Why is that? Why are we losing money? We should have plenty of positive right now. Well, we can make more money if we also provide stone. Let's go ahead and do that, because we can make a stone harvester as well. So let's just replicate what we did on this side. Right, like that. And then tell them to take that to storage. And then this guy should be kept busy. He's not able to... Oh, do we have multiple workers? Oh, we have multiple workers. So, okay, they should be able to stay busy and give us some positive... Because apparently we're already 20% down. Didn't realize that. Pay attention to that, folks. Unlike me. Alright, let's make some red vials. And let's feed the red vials in from up here. Like that. And I don't know if you put the arrows together, whether that works, or whether you have to have a road in between. I'll try that out here in a little bit. Okay, so we need to get some wood and some stone in. So let's get those two harvesters set up right here. I'm going to do it kind of like that. This is probably really inefficient, we'll find that out, but for now this will work. Our needs aren't too great yet. And we'll tell both of those to deliver to that building. Okay, and now he should start making... It's going to take a lot. It's going to take 1 of each, or 10. Well, let's take a look at the blueprint. Okay, it just takes 1 of each. Okay. Alright, that seems perfectly fine. I can't think of a way to improve that. But the standard blueprint, I have the feeling as the game progresses and we get some research over here into robots and things like that, that may change. We may get more tools available to us and we can probably improve those blueprints. Okay, we're at least positive, so this should start recovering right now. Okay, so now we need to research coal. Okay, apparently I'm researching the wrong thing, but, you know, what can you do? You might be wondering why I built these researchers, and actually it won't let me build the lab unless I built 2 of these housing units. So right now they're not being used, and I'm guessing that's because we don't have... Oh, I never told it to bring the red files here. As soon as these start getting used, I believe we'll see that number drop, maybe? I'm not really sure. It might also be because I don't have a road there. Oh, me. Like I said, I'm not very good at this game. Alright, we're almost back up to full health, at least. Right now we have a surplus of stone, so much so that this guy isn't even bringing any more in. So let's tweak our numbers here so that we provide more stone than we do wood. We're going to send all the wood to this mission contract, and instead we're going to try to get more stone going out. How much are we producing per day? Supposedly 16 per day. I don't know about that, but we can definitely deliver more. Alright, our lab is done. We need to research coal, according to the game objective up here. So go ahead and tell them to get started on that. And while we're going over this, I'll talk about waste a little bit. Once you get to more advanced facilities, they're going to produce waste as a byproduct, and you need to be able to get rid of the waste. And as long as you can successfully get rid of all your waste, your reputation is going to stay up. If you get too much waste, I believe that does start dropping your reputation. Alright, well this is looking pretty good. We have pretty good income. We're almost done with that mission contract, I think. Yeah, we have 11 left. And we're starting to build up a little bit of a supply of wood there. So I'll be able to turn that back on soon. Let's get more greens. Don't know how to tell what your research progress is. I don't know why these guys are waiting. It's showing a X over it, so I think what... Yeah, it's full, it's just not making any. Did I loot? Okay, maybe every time you do research you have to set that back up? I'm not sure. But we should have enough that that completes pretty much instantaneously, because we had a lot of vials built up. I'm not sure how to see what your progress is here. I can see my vials over here, but I also have this over here. Okay, so this is telling us that we have slots that we're not using for anything, so we want to go ahead and use those up and tell it to deliver goods, because otherwise we're just wasting profit. And those were ones that were tied up with that mission we were doing. Okay, So there you have it. We've done first research. Next episode, we're going to get into upgrading. We're going to get access to more tools. We're going to get access to more production chains. We're going to have more things going to this delivery area. We might colonize some of the surrounding islands because they have access to additional resources that we don't on our main island. And we'll set up shipping lanes and bring those resources in and build our production empire more and more. We'll take a look at that next episode. Hope to see you then, folks.